Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Wray's Garage. Quick and dirty, or quick and clean during QuaranClean. Going to take care of these wheel arches today. Probably an oft overlooked and undesirable job, but with time on our hands. So I'm going to try and make another short video here today just about cleaning out the wheel wells. Obviously you saw me take the wheels off, that's pretty straightforward. But now we've got this just road grime and schmutz that naturally comes up off the road from your rubber on your wheels. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of attack this in a couple of different ways. We're going to use some degreaser. We're going to use some wheel cleaner, which this is P&S's brake and wheel cleaner. Spray some water on because I don't have a hose in here because I'm working with it on a lift in a garage and I don't want to spray water everywhere. This will be our best friend for agitation and just for getting the gunk out of the, just kind of sucked out and drawn out of the little indents in the plastic here. And then we're going to try and finish it, make it nice and shiny using a 1-to-1 ratio of CarPro's pearl, rubber, etc., plastics, etc., with a distilled water mix at 1-to-1 ratio. And that'll just, at least before we put the wheel back on, it'll make it look really nice. So we think it looks really nice forever when we know, in fact, after our first sandy, dusty, muddy drive, it probably looks just like this again. Anyway, let's crack along. Okay, so now we're at a point where we're good and agitated and a lot of that dirt has been loosened up. I'm just going to spray some water on and see what comes down. Hopefully there's enough light in here. It's hard to say, but it's still like dirty, murky water, but it's definitely loosened up. So it kind of creates more of a mudslide effect. So next round, I'm going to go in with this all-purpose cleaner or degreaser and do basically the same process. If it'll come out on camera, hopefully it does, but it's like this car's run through some red paint at some point, or some weird red something or other, because it's all up in here and it's definitely not coming off without more of a fight than I'm willing to put up today. But I did notice that in the fronts when I took care of the fronts a few weeks back. So yeah, interesting. But I think we're close. I'm just going to do one more pass with the wheel cleaner, spray it down with water, and then dry it off so we can get the plastic enhancer put on and be really proud of our quick work here. Hardest part of the job really is putting up the car and getting the wheels off, but I was also working on the e-brake today, loosening it up, because I'm getting some nasty squeaks at low speeds, which not unfamiliar to Aston owners. All right, now take an old towel, cloth. This is a microfiber that I'm willing to sacrifice, dry it off, and then we'll see if we're happy with it. And if we are, we can apply the pearl. All right, let's see if we can give you a good look in there. So you can kind of see the texture of the plastic now. And fingers coming up good and clean. It's not totally dry, but almost. So you'll see that this part here is better protected. Therefore it doesn't get as battered and bruised as the front and the rear here, where you'll feel a definite just coarseness to it, and it won't come up as well. But man, I'll show you this real quick. Look at how red that is. Tell me somebody didn't run over some paint in there. Isn't that bananas? Who runs over red paint in a Vantage? Kudos to you, bold soldier. Okay, last up here, this is the Carpro Pearl 1-to-1 dilution of pearl and distilled water. And that should be a little bit dry, but it'll probably be okay. So just gonna spray this on. Not too liberal a coat, you just want it to be spreadable. And that's the lazy way of applying it. If you wanted to spray that on a sponge and work it in, you could do that too, but I'm just lazy. And it's just not that big of a deal in here. Let's take a quick look around in here, see what you think. Did we do better? And was it worth the extra few minutes? I didn't tackle here the suspension arms. I just didn't really feel like it. It's not really worth it to me. Might be to you. I did kind of brush on the springs. They were kind of mugged up, so I didn't have a big problem just kind of brushing those down in between spreads, but the backs are still going to be dirty because I didn't want to waste too much time with that. So yeah, there you have it. And I finished just in time before the neighbors' gardeners come and make a bunch of noise with leaf blowers. So score one for me, one for the good guys. So that was a pretty straightforward one, but again, in the series of corn cleaning that I'm getting into right now, and you may be too, especially if the Facebook groups that I'm following or anything to go by, this might be a project that you've never tackled before and wanted a little bit of guidance on. Pretty straightforward. To reiterate, wheel cleaner, in this case it's P&S wheel cleaner, some degreaser or all-purpose cleaner, stiff bristle brush, one that you don't plan on using anywhere else really anytime soon. And in my case I used water because the car is up in the garage and I didn't want to make too much mess with the water. Last of all, if you really want to be proud of your work and get that nice plastic shine, Carpro Pearl 1-to-1 ratio. So I hope you're all staying well and sane. Stay healthy, stay well, be memorable, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye now.